Thank you, Freddie. I never thought I'd be giving my first Oktane keynote from the home office, but here we are. Okta Ventures was born out of the belief that the interactions between people and the technology they use will continue to evolve with the identity playing a foundational role. We strive to support this innovation through the tools that matter to early stage companies: access to expertise, access to technology, and access to capital. These were the driving principles for the launch of Okta Ventures here at Oktane last year. Since then, we've met with hundreds of companies across the identity landscape. And here are three we are quite excited about. Productive, they have a beautiful product focused on SaaS engagement analytics. Occam, a provider of identity-centric tools for IoT. And Datagrail, privacy and consent management for GDPR and CCPA, a problem we all know too well. But Okta Ventures is more than just providing capital to our portfolio. For example, with Datagrail, we've made a number of introductions to joint customers and worked on technology alignment. Join us later today for a breakout session as we get to speak to the leaders of each of these companies to hear more about their solutions, but also what it means for the modern CIO. At our core, Okta is an integration company, and the success of Okta depends on integrating with forward-thinking companies as well as some of the largest technology companies in the world. I feel lucky to be responsible for the team driving these innovations, whether it's transformational innovation through Okta Ventures, or delivering innovation that's closer to the core through M&A, or partnering with the technology companies that matter. On that point, I'm going to hand off to Maureen, Vice President of Technology Partners, so she can tell us a little bit more about some of the good work we're doing with IBM.
Thank you so much, Monty. I am thrilled to be at Okta and really excited to be here at Oktane Live. So when we think about technology partnerships, what better company to be able to talk to today than IBM? And today I have the head of IBM Security and Services, Chris Exemplar. Hi, Chris. So glad you're here. Thank you for coming.
Hey, Maureen. Great to be with you.
So obviously we were really hoping to do this in person. We had a lot of good jokes that we were going to play around with, but let's start off by giving everybody a chance to get to know you. I've really enjoyed getting to know you. Tell us a little bit about your role at IBM and how you got there.
For the past 13 years, I've been running and building IBM's global security services practice. So just for everybody, the context, I run an organization of over 5,500 individuals, security professionals, ranging from consulting through systems integration and managed services across multiple domains. So we do business and help support clients in over 60 countries globally. And, I've been doing that for the past longer than I like to admit now, but I've had a lot of experience working in the security industry.
Well, things must have been changed. Things have evolved and changed for sure. Your team is really on the front lines. And as companies are figuring out how to move both their products and data and services into the cloud, they go through these massive transformations. What are some of the biggest struggles that you hear from customers?
It's a good question, Maureen. I spend a lot of time with clients that come to IBM to talk about the business transformation they're going through. So the C-suite will come multiple times a week. I'm with CEOs, boards, to talk about what they're struggling with and what they're doing around digital transformation and their journey to cloud. And every time they want to talk about security as part of that, because they are worried about the risk it's starting to introduce to their businesses if they don't do it correctly. So senior leaders around the world are worried. They're aggressively moving to these new business models, but they want to be able to do it securely because that's what their responsibility is. They want to be able to enable these in a very secure way. So that's what I hear consistently from senior leaders around the world. And it doesn't matter what geography you're in. I think if I get into what some of the struggles are from an identity standpoint, I really, I look at that, and the majority of what we see in the industry is there are a lot of failed projects around identity. And failed, I mean, not meeting the business expectations. So, our data says 70% of those programs that are being driven don't meet the expectations that they set out early on. So to me, I think that's the struggle. Clients and the C-suite, they're putting more money in security. They want to make sure that it's enabling the business and helping them move at the pace and rate that they need to going forward. So those, I think, are the biggest struggles. I think at a macro level, just how much investment to put in this space. And then at identity, making sure that programs are executing to their fullest.
Those are exactly the trends that Okta sees. Obviously, we built a company around the fact that we didn't think identity as a product set was ready for what was going on in the world. And so we 100% agree on that. We know how critical it is. IBM has been helping move clients to the cloud, thinking about this for a long time. In fact, your new CEO as of a couple days from now, previously led IBM's cloud business. What do you think his forward-leaning, forward-thinking style and his background will do for IBM?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of excitement with Arvind Krishna coming on board as IBM's next CEO. Ginny Rometty has been a fantastic leader for us in terms of getting us to this point and really spearheaded the acquisition of Red Hat. So IBM is very focused internally, moving our workloads, our core workloads to the cloud, but also helping clients do the same. And really the genesis of us buying Red Hat and supporting this open, flexible way of doing business was that Red Hat and OpenShift are going to be core components of that, just like Okta will be a core component in the identity space. So we are helping clients on that journey to cloud. That is from the top down of our organization. We're going to help move mission critical workloads. Phase two, as Jeannie would say, and now Arvind would say, phase two of transformation is coming. Core workloads are moving, and we want to be there to help clients move there in a very secure way.
Well, obviously we're here to talk a little bit about our partnership, and that is like the perfect tee-in. So how when your team was thinking about new partnerships it wanted to strike, why Okta? And then how are we going to help with that big initiative that IBM has for your customers?
Yeah. Why Okta? First off, as a leading global systems integrator around security, we have to work with the leading players in the market. Okta is a leader. So we absolutely have a strong desire to build our capabilities and work with market leaders, and Okta being one of those. So it is a key partner. We've got successes in every geography around the world, working in multiple industries, biotech, construction, airlines, consumer IAM. You know them, Maureen. We have more we're going to be doing together. So we are excited because clients, when they come to us as a systems integrator, they want us to work with their choice of the best in breed technologies and be an integrator of choice. That's the reason. I mean, the market's demanding it, and we will continue to be a leading SI working with Okta.
Well, and we're thrilled because we think the way that IBM goes and approaches these identity problems and security problems and finds that end customer solution is exactly in line with how we think. So let's wrap up our conversation and think about if you're sitting on the other end and you're watching this awesome video, not only are you entertained and are you fully impressed that there's no kid that has run through here yet. I had bets on that one, but you want to learn something. So why don't we leave people with two things you think are critical as they think about their identity and security strategy? And what's that advice you would give to the IT professional today?
Yeah, okay, so two pieces of advice. First, engage your end users. This is a team sport. You need to bring people together to have a successful program. It can't be an IT project. It has to be a business project. So, one thing we use very effectively in our consulting business is design thinking methodologies. We bring teams in, we get everybody's point of view, and we make sure we align around the program. So the technology, the people, the process, the technology, it is critical. So always stay focused on the end users, end user requirements, and how we need to together enable business change for the business outcomes clients are looking for. And then second of all, make sure you're thinking of identity as a program. It is not an implementation, it is a program long-term. So it is critical that the C-suite sees it that way and they're engaged and part of what we're doing here in the identity space. It is critical enabler for any major business change that happens. And we have to make it work because that's going to be the success of these big digital transformation clients are going through. So that's two pieces of advice
I think that's perfect advice. And I think, we want to change that stat. So you talked a little bit about how 70% of identity projects don't meet the end business requirements. I think together we're going to absolutely cut that down to almost, I'm not going to say zero, but I do think that when you and I talked once, you shared people and companies often roll out projects or even new products, and then they, after the fact, go, oh shoot, what was my identity plan around this? And I loved what you said to me. You said, our goal is to make people understand you have to start first with your identity and access management strategy. Then you start thinking about what products and impacts it will have to end users. So perfect advice. Thank you so much. Wish we could have met in person. It will happen very, very soon. Congratulations to you on the partnership. We're thrilled. Can't wait to see what we can do together.
Thanks, Maureen.